From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz
Yes.
and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno
This
Mars.
is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
Amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I have two submissions from Roz and Mocha fans of slowed down portions of our podcast that I got to play. Yeah. These ones are great.
Oh, for God's sake.
The first one has to do with Deepa.
Okay.
By the way, Roz and Mocha Show podcast, available wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Roz and Mocha, hit subscribe, so when we release new episodes, you get that notification. I believe we're releasing another one before the end of the show today. So Dom sent in from episode 364 when...
That's a new episode.
I know. That was just last week.
Oh.
When Deepa, or 2 weeks ago, Deepa was talking about the problem that they're having in their home right now with their kitten, Tubby, who is how old now? 7 months?
He's, around 6.5 months now.
Tubby has started humping Deepa and it always happens when Deepa's husband leaves for the day.
Right, Deepa thought that the cat was waiting for the husband to leave. Right.
So when you slow down the podcast, you listen to the convos at half speed, it sounds like we're wasted. And Deepa in this one sounds hella wasted.
Oh, God. Jumps on the bed, mounts himself on me, and just starts humping me. And we lock eyes.
Yeah.
And he didn't, blink.
Yeah.
Just
And if
So what did you do?
what
What'd you
on
do?
earth are you doing?
And if you try and hit
I
it, if you
just
try and hit his
looked
butt,
back at
he'll
him.
yell at you, right? Like he squawks when you try and tell him to
didn't-
stop. You let him finish?
No!
Oh, okay.
Didn't.
Now, if I didn't tell you that she was talking about her cat, that conversation would have sounded way different if I just started playing the audio.
Oh, my God.
You guys are going to love this one.
Oh, my heart.
This, by the way, is when you listen to our podcast at half speed, our conversations sound like they're being had by drunk folks.
Yeah.
Us being the drunk ones. The next one comes to us from Myrna from episode 366 of our podcast,
That's another new one.
where it was from the Ask Roz and Mocha, where we take your questions from Instagram and we answer them on the podcast. And the question was asked how we eat apples,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
right? Our technique on eating an apple.
Sure.
So listening to it at half speed,
Okay.
especially the way you describe, Roz,
Oh, no.
how you eat an apple,
Okay.
it sounds like this.
If I go to put something in my mouth, I don't like it when it touches the sides of my face.
So how do you get it in there?
I open, right? Like I pull my lips back a little bit, and then I put it in because I don't like it. Like if it's big and it's gonna go anywhere, like in not necessarily like in my mouth, but if I have to use my teeth on it, I don't like it when it touches the sides.
Because you don't like what? The sliminess or the stickiness?
No,
of
yeah, I don't like the stickiness of it because then it gets caught in my beard. No, but if I take it, like I'm picturing right now, like if I'm holding it, and then I open up and I go to put it in my mouth, right? I will do the middle part first.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I'm like you, I'll turn it to the side so it's up and down. And then I put and then I take a little bit off the bottom and then a little bit off the top. And then I flip it again and do another big one.
Oh, interesting. Just for the record, we're talking about apples. So, thank you to Dom. Thank you to Myrna for your submissions. Keep them coming in. If you find a portion of our podcast where listening to it at half speed, it sounds like that. Please send it in to us. You can just DM it to us. Don't forget to include your name so we can give you a shout out. I have to say, though, this is like my favorite part of that conversation. I got to replay this part.
Not necessarily like in my mouth, but if I have to use my teeth on it, I don't like it when it touches the sides.
Because you don't like what? The sliminess or the stickiness?
No, yeah, I don't like the stickiness of it because then it gets caught in my beard.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You got to hear this interview with this flight attendant. So there's a podcast called Other People's Lives, right? And they're interviewing this flight attendant, sort of going through like, what are the actual, like, by the book procedures for certain things? And the question comes up of what is the protocol when somebody dies on a flight, right? So if you were on a flight, right?
Yeah.
And somebody died, let's say heart attack, not murdered, not anything else. Let's say heart attack, stroke, whatever, aneurysm, who knows?
Okay.
Right? And they're gone. And what would you like to happen at that point?
I think
Like,
that
what do you think the acceptable protocol is on a flight if a passenger dies while in flight?
Flight attendant would come over and ask you, because
Right.
they're not going to ask the other person.
Right.
Who died.
Yes.
Ask you, like, move seats,
Move seats.
right?
Okay.
But if the flight is packed, there's no
Yes.
seats, would they then move you to, like, where they sit?
Maybe, or would they? I would say
Like,
move.
to where the flight attendant sits?
Because my thing is that
I would put the body down with the luggage.
I would say like move like they don't have like a body place, like they don't have.
No, because you don't want to draw
like-
attention to it.
Or
Oh
put it in
no,
the
no!
bathroom.
People know the person.
everybody
People
knows.
know. Yeah.
What
yeah.
about in the
Oh,
bathroom?
so that's different. If
Okay.
everybody knows.
or maybe not. Like let's just. There's
don't think
one.
everybody
There's
would
one.
know.
There's one protocol. There's one protocol. What do you say, Maureen?
I said put the body in the bathroom.
Like just
No.
drag the corpse to the
because
bathroom.
I was going to say the luggage, but there's no way to put
Disrespectful.
it down with the
No,
luggage
no,
during
no,
a flight.
no.
So let's
Man,
just say put it in the
you can't do
bathroom.
that.
So
That's
you
mad
just
disrespectful.
drag somebody's nan and then like right down the aisle and like
What's
put
the alternative?
and put like
No.
a senior citizen
No, I
corpse
think-
in with the
Well, that way we
toilet?
don't have to see it for the rest of the
I mean,
flight.
that
No, but
might-
not everybody knows. Let's say if this person,
Yeah.
right, that passes away, heart attack,
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
close to the front.
Right.
The people all the way in the back don't know what's going on.
No. By the way, we're going to tell you there's an interview with a flight attendant who talked about the exact protocol of what to happen if somebody dies on
Okay.
a flight.
Final answer.
We'll get to that in a second. Okay, final answer of what you would like to have happen
Flight
if somebody
attendant
died
asks,
on a flight.
finds another seat for me. Maybe
Right.
informs me, hey, by the way, gentleman beside you or the lady beside
Yes.
you know, or follow me,
Right.
and then explain to me, not in front of everybody else, and say, for the remainder
Right.
of the flight, you can sit here.
Okay.
What about overhead bin?
No, Maureen, come on now.
Okay.
That's you would be able to go up there if you died on a flight. I certainly wouldn't. That's
No,
that's for little things.
Most nans are small.
I could hold Maury by his arm, tell him to curl up in a little ball, and I could put him inside that thing that measures your carry-on, and he would fit perfectly. A little bit of muffin top, but he would fit perfectly. So here's the interview with the flight attendant on what the protocol is for them. What's the procedure if somebody dies while in flight?
The thing that always kind of freaks me out is that we have to put them back in their seat and we have to recline the seat a little bit and put a blanket all up to their neck so we cannot cover their face. So if it's a full flight and the person next to you has a heart attack and we can't move anyone, you have a dead person next to you until we land. And if someone says, is the person next to me dead? You have to say it appears so. Yeah, it's super weird.
What? You have to sit there in 27A?
Yes. Yes.
What if they're not the? What if they're
What
the
if-
aisle seat? You
Yeah,
have to like
I know, crawl
go
over them.
to go to
Yes.
the bathroom.
Yes.
No.
Yes, and they put a blanket on, not even over their head.
Does it keep them warm?
Right? I don't know. They weekend at
What if
Bernie's
it's a
them to
long
make it look
flight?
like they were sleeping.
What if that person died like 1 hour into a flight to Australia?
Yes,
that
but-
takes 24 hours.
but
I
doesn't-
gotta sit next to a dead person for 24 hours.
Yes.
No.
But doesn't that make it seem like they're weekend at Bernie's-ing them? Weekend at Bernie's-ing them?
Yeah.
Right? To make
100%.
put the blanket up to their neck, not over their face,
Yeah.
and recline the seat back a little bit. So if anybody gets up and walks around, they just think somebody's sleeping.
Also, I would be quite suspect if that person, let's say if it's a flight to Australia, 24
Yes,
hours.
yes.
I'm like, so that snack cart and drink cart came by. You tell me that person did not get thirsty at
Yes.
all during this flight?
Yes.
Is not hungry?
Nothing. And it appears they've soiled themselves.
Yeah. Come on.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So I ruined my own weekend. This
What
happened
happened
on
now?
Friday. First of all, before I go any further, I need Dammit Maury to promise me that he's not going to say anything. Okay? Okay.
Shem?
Well, he won't because he's not here.
Where
right
is
now.
he?
Where'd he go?
What's the bathroom?
Oh, for God's sake.
Did he not just leave your room like 5 minutes ago as well? Mm-hmm. What was that for?
Well, by the looks of it, snacks.
No.
And by the smell of it, snacks as well. Hence the bathroom break.
Wow. Of course. Of
Too
course.
many snacks.
Okay,
So,
so what happened?
So
What happened?
I ruined my own weekend. So I'm talking to Roxy on Friday, my kid. She's 12.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm flipping through news on Twitter, whatever else. And I go, hey, Rox, The Mandalorian for the upcoming season 3 cast Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
And
amazing.
she goes, who's Christopher Lloyd? And I go, Doc Brown from Back to the Future. And then Rox goes, isn't that guy like 100? And then anytime somebody says anything that somebody is old, right, my back immediately goes up. Like I get offended, right? So she's like, isn't that guy like 100? And I go, he's not 100. And then I make the mistake of looking. So I look it up. Christopher Lloyd is currently 83 years old.
Wow.
Right? I could have just left it there. I should have just left it there because no good is ever going to come from what I do next. And I know this, and I still do it every single time. Every single time I'm in this situation, I do this. So what I do is I'm like, okay, Christopher Lloyd is 83 now. How old was Christopher Lloyd when he did Back to the Future? Released in 85, probably shot at 84. That's when I realize I am older now than Christopher Lloyd was in Back to the Future.
Yo, and he looked old in that one too. Back to the Future 1?
Yeah. Yeah, 1. Back to the Future 1.
Wow.
I'm older now, and also Christopher Lloyd, born on the same day I was. Just to get the same birthday as I do.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for real. For real.
Congratulations.
Christopher Lloyd, yeah, I'm older than Christopher Lloyd was when he shot Back to the Future. And he looks old in Back to the Future. And I know they made him look crazy and stuff like this.
Sure.
Right? But even when you look at his face in Back to the Future, like he looked old.
So what did she say
in
to
Back
her?
to the Future?
Did you tell her?
She
Like,
didn't care.
Yeah, she don't know.
She
What
doesn't
does she know?
She
What
doesn't
does she
care. She doesn't care about my pain. Right? Okay? Like she has no concern for me on the days when I feel old.
Do you
right?
know who Christopher Lloyd is, Deepa?
Yeah, I know. But now I have a serious question for Roz. Now
Yes.
looking and now knowing that you're older than Christopher Lloyd from the first film, do you see a resemblance?
A resemblance. Okay, hold on. First of all, I don't know what the man did throughout the 70s, but Christopher Lloyd, okay? I don't know what that guy put in his body or the California sun, whatever it was, okay? But
Yeah.
on my worst day, I look better than Christopher Lloyd did in Back to the Future.
Yes, I will agree with that. I
Right?
will absolutely agree with
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I always make the mistake of finding out when I go back and I look at how old these people were when they
man.
did their big marquee movies, and I'm like, yep, I'm older than he was.
Yeah.
Right? It ruined my weekend. It ruined my weekend. And then you know what I was doing? Like I swear to God, I got in here this morning, I did my Wordle, and you know what I did for the first 20 minutes I was here?
What?
Googled pictures
Cry.
of Christopher Lloyd.
No. Why? To find like validation
Study it.
somewhere
Yeah.
else?
Somewhere else. Yes.
Like,
yes.
No, you know what?
Yep.
Maybe my opinion is off. Maybe
Yep.
it's wrong.
Yep.
This
Yep.
one picture that I found.
No.
No.
I'm older than Christopher Lloyd was in
Still
Back to the
old.
Future.
Yeah. Damn, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz, get ready to roll your eyes.
Okay.
Have you heard of this out in Japan, this haunted rock?
No.
The headline reads, a mysterious ancient Japanese killing stone said to contain a demon has cracked open.
Cool.
Japan's
2022 is
so-called
gonna be a wreck.
killing stone has split in two after supposedly locking away the evil spirit for almost 1,000 years. The volcanic rock is said to be home to the nine-tailed fox known as Tomomo Nome. Legend has it that those who come into contact with the rock, officially called Sisusiki, will die. Folklore also says that the stone will continuously spew out poisonous gas. And this is a tourist hotspot, and now in Japan, it's got people shook.
Right. The Japanese do horror very well. I will give them that. They really do. This is all that is.
Right.
I don't believe in it. People love to scare themselves.
Of course. I don't believe in this at all.
And don't get me wrong. I love being scared, right? I really, really do
It's
love being
fun.
scared. It's fun. Being scared is fun. I will give you that. And people love scaring themselves. But that's all this is.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I knew
No,
Deepa
no
would be
what?
into this
But no
one.
what? No what?
No,
Explain
like-
this then.
Again, I 100% believe that this is a real thing.
You
Like,
only. How long have you known about this?
maybe like a day ago.
Okay, so for one day, this haunted rock in Japan has been in your life, and you are all in. Not one follow-up question, not 1 ounce of skepticism, nothing. All in,
No.
haunted rock.
Yes. Why would you commit to
Nine-tailed
something
fox.
for like 1,000 years if there's no truth behind it? And let me tell you, Roz, I've had my own.
There's a lot of
experience.
religions in this world that explain just that, but we can move on.
Wait, before you continue, Deepa, so do you believe that it is this spirit that is causing this rock to split in order to be released?
I think so, because like after being trapped for 1,000 years, at some point you're just like, I got to get out of here.
Oh, okay.
So what would you say then when experts have said that it's the cause of rainwater might have got inside the rock to cause it to damage and deteriorate and then eventually split open?
Nah, rainwater isn't strong enough to do that. It's evil forces.
It's
Demons.
guys, it's demons.
The reason I believe in this stuff is because I actually encountered a haunted tree.
Okay, a haunted tree.
Guyana.
tree?
Okay.
Yes, this is real. Like you can Google this. Like
sure.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
So the story is there is a tree in Guyana. It's known as the Dutchman tree. And at the time, like Guyana was being colonized by like the Dutch, the French, the British, and black magic was a really big thing around that time. And it is said, or fact, that somebody used black magic to cast a spell on this tree, and spirits of people have been trapped in that tree. So here's where it gets even better. They were trying to build up like the countryside where this tree is, and they were building a road. And when they went to knock down this tree, they realized that when they cut it, this tree would bleed. Blood would come out of this tree. And if you see it in the road literally goes straight, splits around the tree, and then goes back into one where, like past the tree. So they couldn't knock this tree down for life. So we drove by this tree. I was with my grandfather, and he's like, "Oh, Deepa, you want to touch the tree?" And he tells the cab driver to stop, takes me out of the car, and he's like, "Come touch it." And I was like, "Are you mad? I ain't touching that." So I was freaked out. I had goosebumps, and I'm just thinking about this tree the entire way home. And now I get home, I'm back in my, my grandparents' house in Guyana. I'm in the shower. I look down at the tiles, and there is blood all over the tiles. And I'm panicking. I'm like, this tree followed me home. I'm going to turn around and see the tree in the washroom with me. And I'm looking around. And then I realized I had a nosebleed. but blood, tree that bleeds, like a nosebleed on the same day. Like, what are the odds? Like, there's some connection between the two.
Of course. makes absolutely perfect sense.
What's your rebuttal to this? Because like
What's my rebuttal to you getting a nosebleed? You got a nosebleed.
But like the tree that bleeds.
So you got a nosebleed in Guyana.
Okay.
Cool story. I don't. I don't know what you want me to do.
But you're not helping the situation.
I can't put all common sense aside to just start drawing parallels, Deepa, between a haunted tree and your bloody nose.
Yeah, but like black magic, that could have an effect. If you're standing around the tree.
No. You think all of a sudden Ross can be like, you know what?
You know what?
All of this totally makes sense. I'm a believer now.
All of this totally makes sense now,
I thought
right?
this was a story for that.
No,
but
hey, listen, I
it's not.
love a good story, Deepa. I will never here's my thing. I will never say don't tell a good ghost story.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I love stories. I love listening to people tell stories. I really, really, really do, right? But at the end of it, you can't say tell a story about a bleeding tree that's hit you in the face without actually touching you and made your nose bleed while you were on vacation with your family, and then you can tell that story, but you can't expect me to believe
You
it.
should have changed the story a little bit and lied and not
No.
said that it was a bleeding nose, and then Roz might have believed you.
I still wouldn't have believed you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
How's everybody doing today? Dan, Maury, Sham, you guys good?
Yeah, baby.
Let me into the meeting.
What?
I said, let me into the meeting.
If you don't know, Shem and Dammit Maury are in a separate studio from where we are, and we connect via Teams.
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
Every single day.
I actually like it like this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you know what? Me too.
Yeah.
I might continue doing this if I ever have to still sit next to you.
Wow.
You might what?
What? Say
I
that sentence again.
I love watching everything on Teams. I feel like I'm watching a TV show.
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of truth to that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when sometimes when we do interviews for the show, and Maury's been in these rooms before, when you do these movie interviews with these stars, you go into these holding rooms on Zoom.
Yeah.
And
Mocha's been in one of those.
And I'm trying to explain it to people who haven't, though, more. And
look at your screen. Look at your computer screen right now.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Oh, I have that as a screensaver.
And then so you go into a holding room, and then they shuttle you from that holding room into another private Zoom room where the person is that you're interviewing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes in these holding rooms, like you could be sitting there staring at the faces of like 60 strangers you really don't know.
Sure.
And some of them have their mics on and are talking back and forth who are friends. Some of them aren't. But mostly people are just sitting at their desks waiting. And you see what people do like while they're waiting.
Yeah.
And I'm always amazed that people don't turn their cameras off at that point.
Right.
Right? Because
Would you ever sit there and like people watch?
Oh, God, yeah.
that's all you can do. So I shut my camera off.
Yeah.
And
No,
then-
but like, you know how, so on your screen, it will only show you like a set amount of people. And then if you want to see more people, you have to scroll over.
Oh, no.
right?
I have it so on my screen, there's like 60 little.
Oh, there's everybody.
Oh, yeah.
They have the set. You see
They have the
everyone.
setting. Like it's their setting, not my
okay,
setting,
okay,
right?
okay.
And so you see everybody. And it's like watching an apartment
It's
where
quite
where you're
funny.
looking through windows. Like it's really quite wild what people do
people
when they
rearrange
know
things.
people are watching. Yeah, like it's an interesting thing, and I'm sort of going to miss that because when you spend so much time on Zoom, there's a voyeurism to it that I think that some people are going to miss.
Yeah.
But also there is like everybody has ways when you're on Zoom of doing things so nobody can see you do them while you're on Zoom. And I don't mean like dirty things.
No,
right?
no.
I mean like, I've been on camera before and faked a cough to lean out of the camera screen to pick my nose.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like all these little Zoom tricks that people
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
One of the first Zoom tricks is I saw, I guess somebody was in a meeting for their work and they had a teacup, right, with the tea bag in it or whatever.
Yeah.
But they just taped the string of the teacup to come out of the cup and it was alcohol in the cup.
Oh my God.
See?
Was that also a Ross trick?
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Absolutely love when you send in portions of our podcast slowed down at half speed because some of the conversations, they sound like you and I or anyone in this room involved in the convo are drunk. Especially when we're talking about nonsense,
Yeah.
right? That's the stuff that really makes it sound
So what's this one now?
like even more nonsense. So this one came to us from Leah Kershaw from episode 364 of the podcast. Thank you, Leah, by the way, for listening and for submitting. And we were talking to someone about poutine.
Okay.
And I always pronounce it poutine.
Right.
Which I guess is wrong. And this person called in to say the way you're pronouncing it is wrong for this particular reason.
The way you said poutine was actually poutin, which means whore. You straight up just ordered a whore with your burger.
With gravy and cheese?
No,
or just straight up?
This confirmation, I would never order that. Okay. But I always thought that's how you say poutine, like in Quebec or in Montreal or whatever.
No.
It's actually pronounced poutine.
Not poutin.
Not a whore.
No.
Just to confirm, I do not want that with my burger.
Good to know for the next time you go to Montreal with your wife.
Already a stupid conversation. And when you slow it down, half speed.
Oh my God.
So if you find a moment when you're
yeah.
listening to our podcast, the Roz and Mocha Show podcast, available everywhere, by the way.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe so when a new episode is released, you get it downloaded to your device.
So good.
If you find a moment, you want to timestamp it, you could record it, send it to us, because people have just been DMing it to us all the time, right? Make sure you include your first name so we can give you a shout out. Big shout out again to Leah Kershaw, who listens to the show, listens to the podcast, and is the latest person to submit this. But just for clarification, I would never order that. Okay?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Damn it, Maury sent me the yearly reminder that it's his anniversary on the Roz and Mocha Show today.
Yes, I did
happy
send
anniversary,
that to
bro.
you. Thank you.
I know, it's super weird.
I didn't send it. Well, I tagged you in it.
Well, yeah, same thing. It shows up in my DMs.
Yeah, and you left me unseen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's like last week. Listen, I mean, I don't think I'm going to
It's just
dog
weird
you.
when
What?
other shows that I work with liked it and you didn't.
This is what matters, right? Not that you come in here every day, have a great time. Like, I don't make you feel welcome. All that other stuff that matters the
I
most.
wouldn't have been here that long.
All that other
otherwise.
stuff that matters the most. This is what matters the most to you, is that I like a picture on Instagram. That's what matters the most. After
Yeah,
11
pretty
years
much.
together, that's what matters?
It's all I've got.
No, it's not. I don't want you to do routine right now. I was just about to do a whole thing about how great it is to have you around.
Oh, let me
And
turn my mic off. Go ahead.
No. Because in 2 seconds, I was about to say, hey, it's Damn It Maury's 11 years on the show. I was going to go through a few of the wonderful things you've done. And then what this became was that I left you on scene and didn't like a picture on Instagram when other people did. That's what this became. In lightning speed.
I'm just mentioning. I'm just sort of,
No.
casual mention.
You could have
That's
said
not casual.
anything. You could have gone into like how much fun you have, how great it is, how fortunate it is, how much you love the audience. But what you chose to say with your time was that other people have liked a picture that you sent to them of your anniversary.
Only
and I
because
did
you
not.
mean more than anyone else.
But then that's not what you said, though.
No, but that's what I'm insinuating.
That's not what you said.
Mocha.
That's not what you said. Mocha, did you like his picture?
I had no idea that he posted.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
follow him.
Okay.
And
there's
that.
And to be honest with you, Maury, I haven't had time to check my phone because I'm working.
Well,
somebody sent Maury a private email just between him and the two of them last week about something he had done on the show, which was really great. But there was no CCs or BCCs on the email. It was a private email between somebody who said something nice to Maury over email, gave Maury a compliment over email. Maury forwards that to me with no message attached. Just forwards me the message of somebody saying something nice about him.
I've done that for 11 years.
I know. Why am I interested in this, though? That's a private conversation between you and somebody else.
What do you expect back from Roz after forwarding that?
like a reply going, I was going to write the same thing. I was going to get to that. I also loved that segment, and this person beat me to it, but wow.
I am a completely different person in Maury's world.
Completely,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, do I do that with anything?
But you look
do I do that with
exactly the same in my other world.
But do I do that with anything?
No,
like, am I
nothing at all.
known for that?
No.
At all? Right?
I'm trying to change you.
Anyway, Maury, congratulations. It's 11 years for you on the Roz and Mocha Show. Anything that you would like to say to either the show or the audience, and we'll give you a couple of seconds.
I would not be able to do this if not for the amazing people that listen to this show and the awesomeness that is Roz, Mocha, Shem, and Deepa. And I hope for 11 more.
Okay, there you see. We're 4 minutes into this now, right?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So, no, Maury, happy to have you. Yeah.
At least I'm consistent.
What?
At least I'm consistent.
Yeah, 11 years of this. Can you believe that?
And 11 more?
I know.
Dog, we should announce right now here on the
I
Roz
know.
and Mocha Show.
I'm going to get you.
We're done after this year.
We should announce this. I'm going to get you a T-shirt, Maury, that just simply reads 11 years on red.
That's hilarious.
Can I also get one from Mocha that says I don't
No,
follow
I just
him?
made a joke. You don't have to do that. You want to do jokes? Is that what you want to do?
No. You go ahead. No,
I'm not going ahead.
Time.
I'm trying to do the news. Nobody's saying you took up too much time. I just built this whole thing around you, the whole news.
We're 5.5 now. Guys.
Yes, the whole news was all Maury. The biggest news of the day, biggest news of my world anyways, Maury's 11-year anniversary.
Well, I'm not going to say anything else because I'm taking up too much time. And Mocha's giving me the look.
I know. That's a bad look, too. You know, Mocha developed that look when he became a dad? He never used to do that look, right? Yeah. And
all
now,
dads know.
All dads know.
You know the look.
All dads know that look. Okay, quickly, if we have time for any news whatsoever, again, if you haven't heard it's Dammit Maury's 11-year anniversary, feel free to shoot him a unfollow on Instagram. That would be wonderful.
At Dammit Maury.
At Dammit Maury, because we know that Maury has all sorts of apps that keep track of how many people follow him on Instagram.
I don't have a new shrink yet.
Okay.
So don't
that's
do
true.
that.
That's right. You're right. Also, if you're a shrink and you have like
now that makes
which
sense.
days work best for you, Maury?
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Okay, if you both like in a row or Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Okay, Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
I was going to say, you got a lot to talk about, huh?
Pre-nap or post-nap?
Oh, pre-nap.
Pre-nap. So like 11 a.m.?
That would be fantastic.
If you are a shrink that has an 11 a.m.
in near downtown.
Okay, listen. Okay,
with parking.
I need a shrink now. First of all, contact me first because I may be able to take that Tuesday slot. Because after this, I need it the most.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So they went on the hunt to find out who the most boring people in the world are. And researchers, thank you. So they studied 500 people from 5 different experiments before crowning the sort of most blandest individual. And a lot of this study had to do with the fact that boringness is also equal to loneliness because people tend to not want to hang out with boring people. And the story goes, boring people tend to isolate themselves. But is that because nobody wants to hang out with them, or is it because they are just so boring and not interested in anything?
Congratulations, Roz.
Okay, thank you.
Is it specific people or job related?
So it's job related and hobby related. So what they've done, and I highly disagree with this list, by the way.
No.
Okay.
Because, Roz,
you're all of them?
Okay.
Checks
No.
all the boxes.
No. You'll understand. Okay, so if you combine like somebody who's got a boring job and a boring hobby. So that's what they looked at. People with boring jobs and boring hobbies. And I guess if you combine those two, you get one super boring individual. Okay. So the most boring jobs that they found at number 5 was banking. At number 4 was cleaning. At number 4 was somebody who worked in taxes or insurance. At number 2 was accounting, and number 1 was data analysts.
I
Okay.
bet Mocha's dad's one of those.
Okay, now the most boring hobbies. So if you're any of those things and do any of these things, you are in the category of the most boring people in the world. At number 5, for hobbies, mathematics.
Oh no,
that's a hobby.
Okay.
Sorry,
Who wants
Dad.
to do that on the
So
side?
boring.
Okay. At number 4 was observing animals, like bird watchers.
bird watcher?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. At number 3 was watching TV.
That's
But
fun.
everybody watches
as a-
TV.
As a hobby. At number 2, religion.
Hey, yo.
Why is everybody in this room checking off some of these boxes on this list?
And number one, debatable as to whether it's a hobby. Number one was sleeping.
Oh, that's
No,
a
that's
great
necessity.
hobby.
That's not a hobby.
Right?
How is stamp collecting not on there?
Exactly. Okay, listen, to have the most boring jobs in the world, I'm going to say right now, as banking, insurance, accounting, data analyst, cleaning even, okay, if anybody who's ever worked alone on a factory line for 12-hour shifts, nights, okay? Standing, not being able to listen to music. That is the most boring job ever.
Yeah.
Okay? There are far more boring jobs than accounting.
What about those people that take like butterflies or moths and then they have to like frame them?
That's a job?
I don't know.
That seems like a hobby.
Like a hobby,
but
right?
butterflies are beautiful. Parking attendant.
Oh, yeah, boring.
Okay?
Very boring.
I'm putting that above butterflies.
Oh, my God. You know what, guys? Honestly, my accountant father at one point, when he had multiple jobs, parking attendant.
Parking attendant, really?
Overnight.
Okay, another job I did for exactly one day, the guy who holds the slow sign at a construction site.
You did that wrong.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
No wonder it was only one day.
Thank you. Boring.
Congratulations, you just made the list.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is.
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Natashka, hello, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you guys?
We're doing good. Why don't you tell everyone why you're here?
I'm scared to leave my 10-year relationship.
Yeah, you says, hey, Razamoka, fix my life. I'm scared I won't be able to afford living on my own. We are done in the relationship terms. However, I'm not sure I can make it on my own. I have a good job and a good career, but the rent market is brutal, and I'd like to keep our current place, but he won't leave.
How long ago did you guys break up?
So we've been on and off for about the last 2 years. I think right after COVID hit, we decided, you know what, it's not going to happen. We're engaged, actually.
So what's that dynamic like in the house?
Oh, very, very volatile. So fights, and we're fine, and fights, and yeah.
Does he still love you?
I don't know.
Do you still love him?
Yeah, to a point. Yeah, like I have a lot of gratitude towards him. Like I went through school when I was younger anyway. Like he was very supportive and all that, but everything's changed. Yeah.
So what changed?
Well, the relationship part started lacking in terms of like there wasn't any time that we were spending together. No plans anymore, like no dates pretty much.
So in the place that you live now with your ex-boyfriend of 10 years, do you guys still like sleep in the same bed and everything?
No, not anymore. No.
Oh, okay.
Bedrooms, yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you want to keep the place and he won't move out, right?
No.
Okay.
Is it leased to both of you? Like are both of your names on the document? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And how old are you?
I'm 33.
You're 33. Have you ever been able to support yourself?
Yeah, for the most part, I think I'll be somewhat okay. Like it'll be a little bit of a struggle maybe for the first couple of months, kind of thing. But I think I can manage it. Yeah.
Because what you often find is people get to a certain age, and whether it is a roommate situation or they partner up, and you move out of your parents' place and you get engaged and all of this stuff, and you're with somebody, right? You have a partner, and you get this sort of false sense of your own independence. And what winds up happening is when those relationships sour, because we talk to people all the time whose roommates are leaving them and they suddenly can't afford to live. And we see this all the time, which is you can't get that false sense of independence when you are relying on somebody else for everything, as they are with you as well, if that's the situation, right? Because those relationships come to an end. And I will say that it's unfortunate that you find yourself in a position now where without him, you may not be able to afford rent. So you are now left with choices of, do you move back home with your mom and dad? Are you adverse to finding a roommate situation and getting a new place to live? Like, these are your sort of options that you're looking at now.
No, actually, that's a very good like probably idea if I was able to.
If you're able to what? Move home, get a roommate, or live on your own? Like which out of the three?
Yeah, get a roommate would be a good one. Mhm.
But have you thought about, I mean, you've obviously thought about it, but can you afford, like have you done the math to see if you can afford to live on your own?
Yeah, so I've saved a little bit of money that I'm kind of like wanting to, like, again, just like for the first few months and then kind of work it out after that, like cut back and stuff like that.
And what have your conversations been with your ex about the current living situation and you wanting to be on your own? Is he just adamant about not leaving? Like, would he, let's say you found a place, not saying that you have to find a place, but if you were the one to say, I'm packing up and I'm out of here, and you find your own place, could he afford to live in your place right now?
No, like it'll be pretty much the same situation as mine. Like it'll be tough for him. And I think that's truthfully the reason why he hasn't.
Yeah.
So you need to have a conversation with him and say, one of us is going to keep this apartment. We have to decide between us right now who that's going to be, because we got to get on with this. Now, all those years that you were in school and he was supporting the two of you, was there any conversation between the two of you that at some point you would be paying him back for things?
No, it wasn't as in supportive with money. It was more supportive with just being there, you know what I mean, helping me out with my schedule kind of thing. And
so you guys were so you were paying equal amounts for life while you were in school?
All the time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely have that convo with him, because if neither of you could afford, like he needs to know that, like one person is leaving that apartment or that condo, right?
And you guys just have to have that conversation. You can't just, I mean, you can. There's a lot of people who stay in relationships because it's the only financial situation that doesn't allow, that keeps them from just falling through the bottom, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like Natasha's in that situation now, though.
No, but you also can't.
Because she wants to be out, right?
Yeah, but you also can't put yourself in a situation where at the end of the month you are negative, zero at best.
Yeah.
That's not being able to support yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So the conversation you have to have with him is, we need to decide what's going on here, because one of us has to leave and one of us is going to stay, and we're going to get a roommate to sort of fill that extra space. And then the other person's going to go try and have to do the same thing in another place. That's the situation that you're both in right now.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough situation, right?
It is.
Like he is comfortable, right? So,
of course. So are you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So figure it out between the two of you. You guys were, sort of mature enough to say, hey, do you want to live together all these years? And you trusted each other enough to have a 10-year relationship. This is a conversation that you two are far, far, far qualified to have with each other. You just don't want to.
Let's go have that talk, okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
All right,
Okay,
thanks,
love.
Natasha. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
Wanted to play something for you real quick of a winner, a true winner. This is a 12-year-old kid who, what you're going to hear is he interrupts his mom, who's in her room in slippers, practicing her piano. And the kid bursts in because he just beat the Ender Dragon in Minecraft. I don't know what that means.
That's a big deal.
But I'm sure if there's people listening right now, they will understand how big of a deal it is.
Yeah.
Just based on this kid's reaction, that he had just defeated the Ender Dragon in Minecraft. Is it a big deal?
Yeah. The next day, this kid at school, king.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
It's that big of a deal?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most popular kid in school.
Okay.
At least in his class.
Yeah, because I remember, Oh, yeah. Definitely in my school, if a kid came in the next day talking about how he just beat a video game, he for sure would have been the coolest kid in high school. That's his mom.
Let's go! Let's freaking go! Yes! Oh my gosh, me and my friend beat the Ender Dragon! Awesome. Oh my god! That was the best thing ever!
What was your thing when you were a kid that got you so excited and your parents had no interest whatsoever? Was it wrestling?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
definitely wrestling.
Like if you walked in and was just like
oh my God, Hulk Hogan just totally picked up and slammed Andre the Giant
They would've
after
been-
trying like 3 other times in the match, and it didn't work.
Yeah, they would have been like, cool. Yeah. Well, did you have something like that, Maury, growing up?
Lego. I would have reacted like that if I finished, because I used to build grocery stores out of Lego.
Right.
And this is how I reacted when I put the roof on.
But that's
Like,
not
I just finished building Loblaws.
And it didn't fall over, Dad. Come look at this.
But your dad didn't care about your Lego? No, Deepa?
This is really weird, but I used to go outside in our yard and squish moths and turn them into dust and come back in the house. And I'm excited about that.
Be so excited and be like,
yeah, exactly.
Shem, anything?
Okay, this is gonna sound super strange,
Yeah.
but I went through this phase as a kid. Like I'm talking like 8, 9, 10 years old, where I was obsessed with soap operas. and
I'm 80.
I'm talking like at the time, Passions and General Hospital and Young and the Restless, and anytime
R.I.P.
anything,
Timmy.
Yeah, don't say that, man. Timmy and Tabitha. Yeah. So anytime anything happened on those shows, I'd be like, oh my God, Timmy died. Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Sorry, spoiler alert. Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, damn it, Maury, can you jump on here real quick?
How you doing?
Maury started making money off TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Maury started making money off TikTok. I didn't know this was a thing. So when you get to a certain amount of views, they pay you for it? Is that the deal, More? How does it work?
You get like rewards for doing well.
But what do you mean rewards for doing well?
Like points. Like if you get like over a certain amount of views and likes, you get like a point or whatever.
And then the points are redeemable. So he sent me, so the points are redeemable. It's like Amazon, Walmart, Banana Republic, Sephora.
Oh, so you get like gift cards or credit
yeah,
with these
it's,
places?
Yeah, it's Swish LA. Yeah, it's like that. So what's your sort of best performing thing that you've done on TikTok then that you think sort of bumped you up to where you could start getting rewards money?
Okay, so one video where I fall on my face while with the Magic Mike Las Vegas dancers.
Yeah.
Got 10,000 likes, but was viewed 89,000 times.
Okay.
Me putting my face in the snow was viewed 168,000 times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's two.
Which I know are big numbers, but for TikTok, right? That's like I'm not dismissing your achievements, but TikTok numbers are outrageous, right?
But the thing is, that's not bad for TikTok, considering it's hard to get anything.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that 100,000 views on TikTok is way different than 100,000 views on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Right? Like much
or even
more
Instagram.
Much more difficult to achieve on something like YouTube than it is. So Maury's been doing well on TikTok. Congratulations, Maury.
Thank you so much.
They've started giving Maury rewards points. So even with those stats that Maury just had, so if you're wondering, like if you're cranking it out on TikTok, getting a couple views, and you're like, man, I wish I could have something to break 10,000.
Maury broke that Swiss chalet dinner.
Yeah, Maury's broken at 10,000 a bunch of times, 100,000 views on a video.
And here's what you get: $14.99.
So they send
Quarter
Maury
chicken dinner.
They send Maury his rewards points. So because of Maury's achievements on TikTok, he earned 500 TikTok points.
Which equals?
5 cents.
No, less than that.
Stop it. No.
Yes.
5 cents?
5
or less than?
5 cents.
Approximately?
Yeah. What do you mean less than that, Maury?
Well, it's $0 and 0.0. Yeah, you're right. 5 cents. Sorry, I was doing the math.
Stop it.
Man, I wish we filmed this. This would have got 1 million.
Stop it, Maury.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Maury. Yeah, that's what 5 cents looks like.
Yeah, I know.
0.05 is 5 cents. What did you think it was?
I thought it was half of 5 cents.
What's half of 5 cents?
Like 2.5, no, 0. Something less than 5.
Bro, come on, man. This can't be real.
Yeah.
Am I still sleeping right now?
If you're
Somebody wake me
wondering
up.
if you should go to college or try and make it big on TikTok, listen to this conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
Please.
Yeah.
I'll start applying right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'll get in the fall semester.
Yeah. Start rethinking all your volunteer work. Okay?
Please.
Yeah. Book up your weekend.
Try
Do
to
something good for the world.
night classes, weekend classes, do what you can, but start now.
Anyway, so Maury's making money off TikTok. Maury, in total, has made 500 TikTok points, which is, as we just discovered, a total of 5 cents.
Wow, you're on your way up.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Canada's Got Talent comes back to City TV tomorrow night at 8. Winner gets $150,000. You're going to see the auditions taking place in Niagara Falls. They're going to do the live finale in Niagara Falls as well. Your judges this season, Howie Mandel, Lilly Singh, Cardinal Official, and WWE's very own Trish Stratus.
It's a good squad.
Hosted by Lindsay L. Again, tomorrow night, City TV, 8 o'clock. Dan and Maury had a chance to chat with both Howie Mandel and Lilly Singh.
Howie Mandel, it is finally time for Canada's Got Talent. Honestly, you must be so excited to, I guess, showcase the people you've met so far. What can you tell us as viewers that we're going to see in this season?
I've always been a huge fan and cheerleader when I do America's Got Talent. Anytime somebody shows up on the stage from Canada, I am over the moon about touting it. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And I've said this before, but there's going to be moments. First of all, I think that we're going to launch. I have a couple in mind, and there's no spoilers here, of acts that are just going to become household names and explode onto the world scene. We're going to have those moments. And when you talk about things outside of America's Got Talent, like those Susan Boyle moments, like that came out of Britain's Got Talent, we have those too. And it was just so exciting and so above and beyond whatever your expectation is Canada's Got Talent.
One of the things I always look forward to when watching these, like Canada's Got Talent, is when you discover like people from like smaller cities within different provinces.
Sure.
As opposed to like a bigger city.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Like, I remember the last time they did Got Talent.
It's a long time ago.
Wasn't there were like
The
a
winner
breakdancing
was-
crew from
Sagin's Finest was the winner. And they were from,
Northwest Territories,
That's
right?
right, yeah.
And like you'd never think, or at least I didn't. And it was great to learn about them and their story. This is, by the way, Dan Maury talking to Howie Mandel, a judge on Canada's Got Talent, which kicks off at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on City TV.
But is it hard for you to judge other people? Because everybody loves Howie Mandel. You're such a nice guy. Is it hard for you to judge somebody? And on Canada's Got Talent, are you overly Canadian and go, sorry?
There is a lot of stories, but the truth is that as I've said many times, and I talked to my fellow judges about this, the key, something I've learned in 13 years of doing it, is I got to be honest. I got to be authentic. And it's not hard for me in the moment to be authentic and honest and hopefully constructive. What is really tough is after that moment and after the show, or maybe when we go to break, concerned about how it was received. I'm more concerned about, I hope I didn't hurt that person's feelings or their feelings. I hope that they took it in the right context. I hope that maybe some of the things that I gave them are tools that they can use and maybe make it easier for them in the future. But the hardest part is to maybe consider that I've hurt somebody's feelings.
I saw on Instagram Cardinal Official, who is one of the judges, right? He posted this. And I don't know if maybe he's just joking or if there's like truth to any of this.
Yeah.
But he said the rumors are starting to spread through the media already that I'm the mean judge.
That's what everybody said.
Really?
Yeah.
He said, I'm just honest, yo. Where do these rumors come from anyway?
Yeah. That's the story behind Cardi on that show, that he's the mean judge.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on City TV, Canada's Got Talent. I want to play this for you real quick. Dan Maury talking to another judge, Lilly Singh.
Now, seeing the talent on the stage for Canada's Got Talent, did anything make you jealous? Were you jealous of anybody's talent at all, going, oh man, how is that not me?
There's a few people where, and I think I literally said this to them, if I don't wake up as you tomorrow, I'm going to be very upset. There were some people that were way too talented for one person, and I was upset and frustrated by it because I could not even remotely do the crazy, absurd thing they were doing, and they did it so effortlessly. So absolutely.
Oh, looking forward to it. City TV, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. It is the return of Canada's Got Talent.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is... Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Abigail, what's going on? It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Hey, it's great to talk to you guys. Doing really good.
Good. Where do you listen to the Roz and Mocha show from?
I listen to you guys from Winnipeg.
Nice.
That's all good.
Shout out to everybody out there in Winnipeg. Love all of our Winnipeg listeners. What's on your mind today, Abigail?
How do I tell my coworker that I can't always hang out with her?
Oh, no.
Okay, so you wrote us this. I love this. Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. I have 2 part-time jobs and a 3rd seasonal one, and I'm struggling to manage work life versus home life. One of my coworkers and I occasionally spend time together outside of work, and she expects it to be a consistent thing. I want to spend my spare time with my younger sister because I usually leave before she wakes up and get home 20 minutes before she goes to bed. How do I tell my coworker that when I'm basically her only friend?
Damn.
That is a very tough spot to be in when you feel that you're somebody's only friend, because you then bailing means so much more than just, hey, no, I can't hang out tonight. Like you feel a responsibility to that person when you're their only friend, right?
Yeah, I definitely do. She's really great, but it's very hard to find the time.
How constant is the hangout? Are we talking every single day, every other day, or every weekend she expects you guys to hang out?
Yeah, she expects me to hang out every weekend. These past 2 weeks, I had 1 full day off.
Yeah.
Like including weekends. So it's really hard to find time.
What does she want you to do with her?
Just go to her house, hang out, go bowling, do anything.
Gotcha. And you're talking about your sister. How old's your sister?
She's in grade 9. She's 14.
Grade 9. Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. Okay, cool.
18, 3 jobs.
So this is a tough conversation to have, because you are going to be racked with guilt because, as you said, you feel like you are this woman's only friend. The thing that you need to do is you need to be comfortable with saying no. And not no based on an excuse. Not no that sounds like, hey, the reason it's no today is because it's a one-time thing, but everything's going to be back to normal tomorrow.
Yeah.
You need to say no to the system. You need to say no to the expectation. You need to have a conversation with her. You need to tell her, hey, listen, I know, I think you're great. I think it's dynamite. I love hanging out when we do, but I am just not able to sustain this. I want to see my sister. I need time off. I love hanging out with you, but I can't do this every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that a conversation you think you'd be able to have with her?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Does
she? Do either of you have boyfriends or girlfriends or anything like that?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Does she have any other friends that she hangs out with, or that you know of? Like when she's not hanging out with you on a weekend, like during that time that she's not with you, is she just at home by herself, or does she hang out with other people?
She doesn't. She can't really go out much. I'm her one consistent friend. The others are a little toxic. So
I would also dial back the amount of texting you guys do to each other as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would. Don't be there. Don't be there every single time she texts you, to where then what's going to wind up happening is you're not going to be hanging out because you want to hang out with your sister. You're not going to be sitting in her living room with her, but you're going to be sitting in your living room at home on the phone with her, ignoring your little sister.
Yeah, I definitely can see that happening.
Yeah, so just make sure that you monitor that, because that's going to be a big part of it. She will still hang out with you. You guys just won't be together. Most people, when they call into FML, you see the same sort of themes over and over and over again, and a lot of them are people aren't comfortable with saying no. And people aren't comfortable having difficult conversations. So many of the problems that we get on this show are based around those two simple things. You're not comfortable saying no because you don't want to be the bad guy, right? Maybe,
but you also,
in
your conversation with her, Abigail, you also want to be obviously not mean. Like you want to be compassionate.
No, you're not breaking up with her.
Yeah. Show a little bit of compassion, right? You're not like just straight up cutting off the relationship, cutting off the friendship.
Oh yeah, right? Definitely not like that.
But you can absolutely say no, but you can't say, oh my God, no, something came up, I won't be able to. Like they can't be those kinds of no's, right? It can't be BS excuse after BS excuse after BS excuse. The conversation has to be based around the expectation, because you feel pressure. and you feel like you're letting other parts of your life sort of slip by and you're not present for those. And that sort of hurts. And tell her, listen, it hurts that I'm not there. I want to hang out with you for a number of reasons. One, I like hanging out with you. But two, I sort of get this feeling that I provide something for you, companionship, friendship, all of this stuff, and that's wonderful, but I can't be your everything because I have expectations that I'm other people's everything as well, and I'm just trying to juggle and trying to do my best. I'm not trying to hurt feelings, but this is the reality of the situation.
Yeah, that really makes sense. I think I'll have that talk with her.
Yo, you should write that one down, Abigail. Damn.
Yeah, definitely will.
All right, go have that convo, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I really love talking to you.
Well, we love talking to you. You feel free to reach out to us anytime, and you be safe out there in Winnipeg, okay?
Yeah, will do.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
'Cause I saw Tiger. Now I understand.
I saw Tiger.
Tiger saw me.
This is how we all started COVID.
Yeah.
Give him a home.
Get some PTSD real quick.
Tiger King.
Yeah. Yeah, when COVID hit,
this is what we all did.
This is the one thing that globally we all took part of at the exact same time.
Yep. And then everybody made sourdough bread.
And then it was bread making, yeah.
But yeah, Tiger King, this was the beginning of when globally we all went into lockdown, this dropped on Netflix, right? And this is how
timing.
it was perfect timing.
Joe versus Carole is the new TV show debuting on Showcase tomorrow night at 9. Tiger King, Carole Baskin. Kate McKinnon, by the way, plays Carole Baskin.
I haven't seen it. Is she good?
Yeah, listen to this. Listen.
I'm Carole Baskin. Does the name Joseph Maldonado Passage mean anything to you? He is a psychopath who wishes me dead.
We've been in an ongoing dispute with Joe.
Welcome to the best exotic animal show in these United States.
This is who we've been after.
I've had to fight for everything I got.
I didn't even know you had a husband. Almost 12 years.
When there are no more animals in cages, then there will be no more need for us to rescue them.
You have no idea what I'm willing to do for my animals.
I got a job for you.
What kind of firearms are you looking for?
Something that will stop a hitman in his tracks.
Here's to the unwanted animals.
It ain't just about the cats. Spoiler alert. He shot me. Bang, 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 3 times. He shot you. Technically, it was a blow-up doll of me.
Kate McKinnon as Carole Baskin. Now, this version, because we know that there's another, like an actual movie that's...
oh, yeah, right. There was 2 projects that were announced at the same time, right?
So this one that you're going to see on Showcase at 9 o'clock tomorrow, this is based on, the Wondery podcast network. So they had their own podcast series on Tiger King.
Right.
So this particular show is based on the specifics of the podcast.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Okay. John Cameron Mitchell plays Joe Exotic. And this guy, so you talked to Dammit Maury, right?
Mm-hmm.
He took this role very seriously.
Oh, how can you not?
Right? Like, I feel when you hear this, you'll understand.
Okay.
He's one of those method actors, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so this was a serious project for him.
Okay.
This is Dammit Maury with John Cameron Mitchell, who's playing Joe Exotic.
Did you watch Tiger King when it first came out, or did you only watch it when you were cast in this show, and were you obsessed like all of us?
I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched one episode before I auditioned, and I didn't really like it. I liked the characters, I liked the situation, but the way it was presented was a little bit of a rubbernecky, we're better than these people, look how crazy Americans can be, and not much empathy. It's more like Real Housewives or something. And that's not my game. I want to have a tear roll down my face while they wear their drag. You know what I mean? That would be my drag race is much more behind the scenes. So once I got the role, I did watch it, and I absorbed everything I could, and there's a lot of footage of him. Not a lot of footage of him in an unguarded moment. You know, there's one from him in the 90s, and he's much softer and gay and lispier and gentle. And that was the key to remind myself that person is inside the tough surface that he's created. But Joe showed his need to be loved, and people loved him for it, while at the same time not condoning what he did.
This is John Cameron Mitchell playing
very
Joe
serious.
Exotic.
I knew I used to work with a guy who did a John Cameron Mitchell movie.
Mhm.
And like, you want to talk like how seriously he takes things?
Yeah.
So like they had to do like sex stuff in the movie, and it was real.
No!
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
But don't, like, who all has to agree?
Like, well, the actors.
Like, no, I know
a lot
the
of them.
actors,
A lot of them,
but,
it was
like-
just them on their own. But like, he's next level artist, right? Like that is
Really?
his. Yeah. He is like out there doing things. Always has that. Just is so far from the mainstream in the way he looks at things and the way he looks at art and
Would
character
you say, like,
and
a little bit like, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix?
Oh, way farther out.
Farther than that?
Joaquin Phoenix, the studio movies, right?
Yeah.
Like John Cameron Mitchell is like way out there.
This is David Morey talking to John Cameron Mitchell, by the way.
Now, John Cameron Mitchell, you've said that you've compared playing Joe Exotic to Shakespeare, saying it's a chance in a lifetime. Do you honestly feel that way?
I do. This feels like Richard III, you know, who was the hunchback who became king and got his revenge on everybody. This was a little gay boy in the lower Midwest, where I am from, same age as me. I know the lay of the land, and you either go in the closet or you go to New York, but he did the other thing, which is created his own kingdom there. And I'm gay as a career dollar bill, and I'm broke as hell, and I'm running for governor. You know, it's like, it's an admirable, very American character, but then by imitating the redneck mullet gun-toting guy, he overdid it. Like, he went beyond it and became the attempted murderer. You know what I mean? He imitated his oppressor, so to speak, and outdid him. He became America's anti-sweetheart, which was a strange, and the world's anti-sweetheart, because it all shut down. Everybody watched it around the world.
So there you go. Joe versus Carole, 9 p.m. Eastern on Showcase.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I did my first interview out in the world yesterday for ET Canada in 2 years.
Wow. Like out there?
Yeah.
As opposed to
Like
sitting on
an in-person interview that wasn't on Zoom.
That wasn't on the computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did
it
it
was
feel?
wild.
Was it weird?
Yeah, very.
What was weird about it? Just
Everything.
getting back there?
Everything.
Seeing people?
Everything was super weird about it. One of the weirdest things about it was that when I get to the venue, which was Drake's Club, you know that new music venue that he's got?
History.
History.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there.
Oh, is it open yet?
Yeah.
Oh, did not know that.
It's beautiful. I mean,
who'd you interview? Drake?
No, I interviewed a kid named, God, what's his name? Conan Gray.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, first of all, the club is beautiful, but it's beautiful because it's new, right? Like the stage is huge, but like the chairs aren't dirty.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like there hasn't been a lot of.
It's not gum on the floor.
No,
Little popcorn kernels stuck in places.
Like it looks brand new, right?
Okay,
Like it
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like a rendered drawing of what the club would have looked
Oh,
like.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a big sort of open, all access, general admission floor. And then there's a second level. Everything's round. The whole place is round, right? And then the second level is where there's like bars and then another railing you can stand at. And then up top is all the sort of VIP areas, like bottle service and stuff like that, like on the sort of third level. So it was weird, but
the area that you and I would hang out.
Thank you. Also,
we've been general admission.
yeah, I
for
know.
Sure.
Also, people are like, they changed years ago. Somebody decided to get like that the little man and the little woman on the doors of bathrooms. Like it wasn't enough to just have the guy, and then I know gendering and everything else, but the skirt helped, right? The skirt helped me from not going into the ladies' room.
Of course.
At some point, people decided that they needed to revamp what those logos looked like. And now I find when I go to a lot of places, I don't know which is which.
Okay.
Right? There is a difference. I understand I've been to places where they're the same and you just, men and women can go in whichever one they want. But there's definitely a difference. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I really had to pee. So I wound up walking into the ladies and then realizing that I walked out and then I had to go in a thing. But it was an empty club, so nobody was there. But I'm saying those graphics, okay, I know they just didn't need a revamp. We can fight a different fight than that one.
Right.
So, but the thing that happened to me in the last 2 years, so I get to the venue, I'm about to interview this kid, and the producer hands me the notes, just like about his his new song, and they had me ask all these other specialty questions. But the thing in the last 2 years that happened was I now need reading glasses to read.
No.
Right?
Well,
And-
I mean, I know that you do, but then in this situation.
Every other interview that I've done the last 2 years, I have my computer in front of me, which is easier for me to read off of.
Font
right?
200.
Thank you. Right? Thumb spaces in between the words.
Scroll on.
Thank you. Right?
No, sidebar. We had this one boss that used to work with us here. He retired long ago.
Yeah.
And I remember there's this big meeting happening, and I was sitting beside him, and he had his BlackBerry open, and the font, same thing. He was wearing glasses, but the font on his BlackBerry was so big.
Yeah.
I could see what was on his phone on his BlackBerry. And he had maybe 3 words per line.
Yeah.
And he was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling to read.
Yeah, so that's me. When I'm on a Zoom interview, you don't see what my right hand is doing. Shut up, Maury. Shut up, Maury.
We can only imagine though, right, Mo?
And it's it's getting a workout down there.
Yeah.
Right? It is I am scrolling and scrolling and
Now with
scrolling and
doing
scrolling.
reading glasses at interviews, now you could do that deep in thought pose while they're talking.
But I didn't have them. I was blind.
So what were you doing? What'd you do?
I had to sit there and be like, what is this? What is the deal with this? What's the deal with this? Yeah, because I didn't have my glasses, so I couldn't. It was very difficult for me to read the questions.
But the kid thinks you're old now.
Didn't you buy a multi-pack, a
I
5-pack on Amazon?
I did, but my thing, I have them everywhere. The only
you
place
have one here?
I have one here beside my bed, living room, dressing room.
You have one in the truck?
At ET, have one in the truck, but I don't have one in my bag because I'm never out where I would need them, right? And so anyway, so that was
another
that.
multi-pack got to be.
Now your producer's going to have to carry them around for you.
God, I know, it's so embarrassing too. And also, the kid's 23, right? If I was interviewing another old guy, it would have been fine.
Yeah,
but
because then you can laugh about it.
Oh yeah, maybe he had some too. Would have lent them to me, right?
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Be a good bro.
Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Rapper Pusha T from Virginia famously had a beef with Drake a few years ago, is involved in another rivalry now.
Oh, no. Are they still doing rivalries? I thought that was kind of... Yeah, it's still happening?
Oh, it's still
Still tolerated?
Yeah. But he's involved in another one.
That's the one area of the world. You can't have a rivalry in any other part of the world. Two dudes can't have a rivalry. They can't talk smack about each other, whether it's in public, on Twitter, or whatever, without being accused of displaying toxic masculinity.
Right.
Hip-hop beefs are the only place left in the world where you can have a rivalry, public, and you don't get accused of that.
And Pusha T is famous for outing Drake for having a child. Because at the time...
Right. It was him.
It was him.
Right.
That
that was a D
blew
move,
up,
huh?
That blew up the news that Drake had a son.
Yeah, that's a D
son
move.
named Adonis.
That's a D move.
So he's the one. So this is a different type of beef that he's involved in now.
Oh, who's this with?
McDonald's.
Excuse me?
As he's teamed up now with Arby's. And Arby's has this new spicy fish sandwich, right?
Okay.
And they're taking aim at McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, calling it out for its square shape, too much tartar sauce, stuff like that, right?
Too much tartar sauce.
Uh-huh. So he's got this song. Now, I'm going to play for you the song in a minute. It came out on Monday, right?
Hey, is this anything like Doja Cat's Mexican pizza song?
Not at all.
No?
He took this one serious.
Oh,
Here's
okay.
the irony. You know
Yeah.
the famous McDonald's "I'm loving it"
Yeah,
slogan?
that was Justin Timberlake.
Pusha T helped write that.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day. And when he signed the contract for that deal, he signed it for like, it was like pennies. He was making nothing. And later on, he realized, because that's been their slogan forever, he could have made millions off of it. Anyway, so he teamed up with Arby's, right?
Yeah.
Released a song on Monday.
Okay.
This thing racked up so much views. This marketing firm, Apex Marketing, released a report yesterday saying that because the popularity of this song that Pusha T did for Arby's, it gave Arby's the equivalent of $8 million in exposure in just one day.
Oh, wow.
This is what the song sounds like.
Oh.
I'm the reason the whole world love it. Now I gotta crush it. Filet your fishes. Then you should be disgusted. How dare you sell a square fish, asking us to trust it? A half slice of cheese, Mickey D's on a budget. Arby's crispy fish is simply it. With lines round the corner, we might need a guest list. Eggs at stage left, the sandwiches taste fresh. A little cube of fish from a clown is basic. Say less, this argument is baseless. Drowned in tartar, that filet-o-fish is tasteless.
Wow.
See, Arby's only deals in the greatness. I bet the house on it like it's Vegas. Look, I could sell water to a well. How could you ever think I'd fail? Yeah, the crispy fish sandwich blazing trails. The mother clown's just too frail. Yeah, if you know me and you know me well, our fish is gonna tip that scale.
And then that's it.
Wow. Why can't somebody just like write a song with that beat? Because I really like that beat.
That's good, right?
Yeah, like why does it have to be a bloody Arby's commercial?
I know.
Like, why can't that be on the radio?
The production on it is great. Like Pusha T took the assignment to heart. Like he fully understood.
Wow.
And was like, McDonald's is now on my hit list.
He's got feelings about filet of fish, huh? I've never not liked something that much in my whole life.
I know.
Right?
So that's Pusha T teaming up with Arby's to go at Mickey D's and their filet of fish. And
I don't dislike the Taliban enough to write a song that good. You know what I mean?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, you see Kim Kardashian getting killed?
No, what's she do now?
Online?
Tell more women to get off their asses and work?
Well, listen to this. So now that she is no longer, she hasn't been with Kanye, right?
Yeah.
She's now legally a single woman.
Sure is.
She posted, she has this website called The Kardashian Closet where she will take personal items, put them online, and anyone could go and buy them, right?
Okay. Does the money go to charity or anything like that, or does she pocket the cash?
No, it's hers.
Okay. That's so wild.
Right?
What a way to like fleece your fans, huh?
So over
every dollar.
Past couple of days, and then she removed it because of all the backlash, right?
Oh.
She posted 2 sets of sandals, but they're made up to look like heels, right?
Okay.
They're not like traditional sandals that you just slide your foot into and then go about your day. They look like heels.
Okay.
But they're made by Kanye's Yeezy brand. They're Yeezy sandals,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
For one pair is for $350.
Yeah.
There's another pair for $375. The reason why the other pair, they're both the exact same. The reason why $375 versus $350 is because the more expensive one comes with the original box.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you don't want the box, you just want the sandals, $350.
Okay.
Here, yours. So people were calling her out on trying to cash in on the fact that most likely these Yeezys sandals, you got them for free. You didn't pay money for them.
No, she doesn't pay money for anything, though.
Somebody said selling stuff you've gotten for free when you're already a billionaire is so gross. Nobody wants, and you reference what she said in that Vanity Fair thing about like women not wanting to work hard enough to earn a living.
Nobody wants to work anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody quoted that, said nobody wants to work these days. Just sell the clothes you were gifted. And then she went ahead because of all the negative backlash she got. She went ahead and just like deleted those items off of the website.
Really, huh? But she's been doing this for a while, though.
Yeah, she has.
But I guess people are just cluing into it, and the mob finally made its way to Kim's closet.
Yeah, but this happened like not like years ago to, I think it was Chloe, where Chloe was gifted for like clothing from a designer for a fashion show she was asked to be in.
Right.
And then turned around and after the fashion show went and put it up on the website.
Right.
To sell to people, to fans, and everyone, even the designer of the clothes, like called her out for trying to make a buck off of this stuff when they're already millionaires.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you give it to me, it's mine to do to whatever I want to do with. If you're a fashion designer and you want the press for me showing up in a red carpet wearing your dress, you don't get to get pissy when you see what I do with the dress afterwards.
Right.
You do not get to do that. You needed me in that thing more than I needed you, and you got your press. I made your dress famous, and now I can sell it if I want to. One thing I will say, though, it doesn't seem like they're selling things for an extraordinary amount of unfair money, right? To me, a pair of Yeezy sandals, I don't know what they normally go for, but $350 sounds like a normal price to me. Like, I don't think they're.
That's pretty much in line with the brand,
right? I don't think they're gouging their fans at all.
No, they're not selling them for like $1,000. Like,
right?
You know,
they're not auctioning
a Kardashian's feet have been in these.
I could understand if they were auctioning because the Kardashian fans would go ballistic, and
absolutely.
if they said starting bid is $350, she would probably make $10,000 off those sandals
easily,
just because somebody wants Kim's shoes that were designed by Kanye.
Yeah.
But selling something for $350, is it tacky? Selling stuff that you get for free is always going to be tacky.
Yeah.
But what do you do with it then? Do you give it away? Sure.
Do you donate it?
Sure, you could do that.
I would donate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can for sure donate it. I guess you could. And it would just make your life so much easier than selling it. But also, where does the money go? Does the money go to you? Is this like, are you making sure that $350 lands in that account with so many zeros you wouldn't even notice? Right? Like, what's with the $350? Like, how does that matter to you?
That's nothing.
Right? It's like, it's
equivalent.
I guess. I don't know. But is it tacky? It's almost like regifting in a way, right? Like, it's in the same world of tackiness as regifting.
So you brought up a good point about like designers giving, you're asked to be in a show. Whatever, right? And a designer gives you the clothes.
Right.
Now, if they take it back, like, what do they do with it?
What do you mean take it back?
Like, if you're not allowed to keep it.
Yeah. Oh, they sell it.
Do they really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes things are one of one, and then they just won't. They need that for, press and shows and everything else. But yeah, no, often, yeah.
And like you like sweated in it and everything?
Bro, you would not believe, you go on any TV set, right? Like you go on, like honestly, and I've been on a lot of television sets in my life, okay? The one thing that is a constant on a TV set, the one job that a wardrobe stylist has while things are going on is to run back onto set and retuck in the tag if it pops out while they're filming.
No.
Yeah, because they wear it and then that dress goes back.
Really?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Because if you have a big, giant, sparkly gold dress with an embroidered flower on the front of it that's beautiful, right? How many times can you wear that on television? One?
I guess. And then never again.
And then never again.
Yeah.
You don't buy it, you borrow it.
Or if you're Kim K, you sell it to your fans, right?
Sell it back to your fans.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There's this woman who told the story online. She was got into a conversation with her dad about the ridiculousness of gas prices these days, right? Mm-hmm. Common conversation between people all the time. I paid $127 2 days ago.
Jeez. And that's my tank. And the prices have gone down.
Yeah, and that's what the price is being down.
You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So they're having this convo about the price of gas, and then the dad proceeds to tell his daughter, but I do love going to this gas station because they have my favorite snacks, these biscuits that I absolutely love. And every single time I go to pick up gas, I always get these biscuits. And these have been my favorite snacks for the past 20 years. Every single day, or not every day, every single time I visit this gas station, I get these snacks because they are amazing.
Now, depending on where you are in the world and where this story originates from, biscuits can mean a whole bunch of different things. Like, are we talking like biscuits like that you put gravy on, or are we talking cookies?
Like cookies, because this woman is in the UK.
Gotcha.
Valid question,
okay, thank
right?
you.
Because the story, it says biscuits.
Okay,
so
he frying up biscuits at the back of the gas station.
So,
okay.
And the dad then proceeds to tell his daughter, like, I can't find these snacks at like any grocery store anywhere. right? I've tried looking in the snack aisle of various grocery stores. The only place that has my favorite snack is this one particular gas station.
Really?
Yeah. So she's curious. He then says, next time I go, I'm going to grab a bag for you.
Okay.
And she was like, cool. So he got the bag for her.
Yeah.
She looked at the bag and immediately saw on the front that it said dog treats.
No.
Yeah. So for 20 years.
But you can tell when you're eating a dog treat, though.
For 20 years, this dad in the UK thought that his favorite snack was just like a snack made for humans and not dog treats. But on the bag, it clearly says dog treats. He was just that.
How do you not
that
know
much
that?
not paying
How do
attention?
you not know that,
I don't know
though?
what the
How do you
packaging
not
looked
know
like.
that?
I don't know what the brand is, what the packaging looked like, what delicious picture they had on the
Yeah,
front.
probably a picture of a dog enjoying it.
But this dad in the UK for 20 years.
Is there stuff that there can't be anything in a dog treat that's not good for you, right? Like, is there? Like, don't they usually?
I don't think that you'll. I don't
they're
think
always
that
just like
you'll-
stuff for teeth and like.
Yeah,
right.
Digestion.
Yeah,
or-
it's probably like
It probably
some
won't
sort
kill
of,
you.
Like,
It obviously didn't kill this guy.
No, it's like
right for 20 years he's been eating these dog treats.
like mouse liver or something like that.
He said that he thought that they were off-brand digestive cookies. Yeah, or something like that because
he always felt great afterwards
because they're round and they weren't bone shaped.
Right.
That's what.
That's a very good point. All dog treats should be bone shaped for this exact reason.
But here's the thing, though. He never said definitively that he was going to stop eating these treats.
Right.
All he said was that he was undecided whether or not he was going to continue.
Well, you know, and when this is the exact kind of thing that when you actually find out what they are, everything you know changes, and the next bite you may take of one of those, you may think it's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, he goes on to say that he doesn't know if they're going to taste the same now that he knows exactly what they are.
Now you're going to be like, oh, that thing that I thought was just unique is actually just for dogs.
Yeah. And 20 years he went through.
Years of dog treats.
Eating those treats.
Jesus.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Mocha. Are you ready?
You know I am, brother.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Kylie Jenner revealed that the new baby that she had with Travis Scott, they've changed the name. No word on what the new name is, but they had announced that the kid's name was Wolf, and then they decided against that. So they said, FYI, this was on Instagram, our son's name isn't Wolf anymore. We didn't feel like it was him. Just wanted to share that because it keeps seeing Wolf everywhere. So there's no
You
more.
put it out there after he was born.
Yeah, why sound so surprised that you keep seeing Wolf everywhere? You put it on
Eagle is the
Insta-
new name.
Yeah, you're the most followed person in the world, and you put it on the
You
internet.
think you're going to try to keep it a secret? Like
Yeah.
maybe one or two people would see it?
Yeah, and you're like, wow, that really caught on, huh? Yeah, because you're the most popular person in the world, and you named your kid Wolf. That's going to catch on.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff tends to go far, right?
Completely.
Yeah. So anyway, the kid's name is no longer Wolf. No idea what the kid's name
You
is.
think it's going to be an animal? An animal name? If not wolf, then what?
Salamander.
Salamander?
Okay.
What?
This just
Deepa.
Okay, with stuff like this, just
Eagle?
Don't pay attention to stuff.
Lion.
Lion? No.
Very strong.
No.
Or are they just going to go for regular?
Like
Doug,
like
Doug.
like puppy?
No. Like
Yeah,
Doug.
I don't think you can go Wolf to Doug.
Or Chad.
There has to be. No, you can't do. There has to be some. There's got to be like an in between name in there.
You know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to disagree with you. I was supposed to be named Dwayne, right? Which is
Yeah.
a fairly regular name. And
Yeah.
then Shem came out of nowhere.
Right. No. I
Right?
think you can go Dwayne to Shem. I don't think you go Shem to Dwayne. I don't think you
How
go.
do you go Hilda to Maury?
Well, because you're not a girl.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Beyonce officially announced to perform at the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
She's going to do her song from King Richard. Sounds like this.
So is this going to be... I know they confirmed, as you mentioned, that she's performing, but the rumor was that she was going to be performing at the tennis court in Compton where Venus and Serena
don't know.
played when they were kids.
Don't know. She's going to be performing. Billie Eilish and Phineas are going to be performing. Reba McEntire is going to be performing. Sebastian Yard is going to be performing. Van Morrison is not going to be performing. So the actual nominees, because the nominees for Best Song go to Songwriter, right? So for No Time to Die, it's Billie Eilish and Phineas. For the song from Encanto, it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. Diane Warren for Somehow You Do, and Be Alive, which is this one, Beyonce, and then Dixon, and then Down to Joy, which is the Van Morrison song. So those are the actual nominees. But do you invite Beyonce to an awards show? Have her show up, have her perform, and not have her win?
I don't think so.
Can you do that?
That's the biggest name I feel on the ballot.
Because that's going to be the conversation because the Beehive is going to come out, and that's going to be the conversation, right? But
I think Beyonce wins.
I don't think she's not the front runner going into this.
Really?
No, she's not.
In that category?
No, she's not the front runner.
What is it? Is it Encanto? Stuff from Encanto?
No, it's the Diane Warren song. The one that
Is that maybe
doing.
why she'll just hang out in the tennis court? Because then she could just go.
Well,
home
that's the whole thing, is that if she does it at the tennis court, right? Because that was the whole thing where they were supposed to open the show where she was going to be on the tennis court in Compton, where the Williams sisters sort of grew up and learned everything that they know. And does she even go and show up to the awards? So that's the thing. Like, will she
That's
be
an easy out then.
Will
for
she
her.
be sitting there, right?
Perform and bounce.
What is it, Shem?
Well, I was going to say that you talk about frontrunners. I think Billie Eilish and Phineas are probably the frontrunners, seeing as they won the Golden Globe.
Yeah, but I would have said that. But Golden Globes, they just love like famous people, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
I don't know. The Academy Award with
The
music
Oscars
is
this year, though, they're going younger. That's why I think
Yeah.
Beyonce, because you have Shawn Mendes doing a presentation.
Well,
so,
if they're going
you know.
younger, it's going to be Billie Eilish.
Yeah,
it's not going to be Beyonce.
But Beyonce gets the headlines.
Yeah, but they love Lin-Manuel Miranda too, though.
They sure do.
And everybody.
Which song?
From Encanto?
Yeah.
I don't.
Bruno?
How do you pronounce the name of that song? No, it's not. I don't even. Hold on here.
Is it the Family Madrigal?
It's
I love that song.
Isn't it Don't
It's
Talk
good,
About
right?
Dos.
We don't talk about Bruno.
I think that
No,
one.
no.
It's Dos Orgutos. I don't know what
I
song
don't know
that
which
is.
one
I don't know what song that is. Yeah.
No, we play that Encanto soundtrack like
Do you?
heavy. That's on a heavy rotation in our house.
In 2019, that song from Rocket Man, so Elton John won. Of course, they're going to give it to Elton John. In 2018, Shallow won, but Shallow was up against Kendrick Lamar for that track he did for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Diane Warren, again, she's nominated every year. One of the songs from Mary Poppins, and then one of the songs from the Ballad of Buster Scruggs called "When a Cowboy Trades his Spurs for Wings."
That's the title of the song?
Yeah,
Too long, bro.
Too long.
Should have just called that song Spurs.
Is that why he didn't win?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know, but Beyonce definitely performing at the Academy Awards.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Wanda Sykes is one of the three hosts. It's Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, and who's the third? Help me out here.
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall. Thank you. And question for you, Mocha. So we know Jimmy Kimmel is host of the Academy Awards before. A lot of people have hosted the Academy Awards. What would you say you get paid to host the Academy Awards? Keep in mind that it's like you write it as well. Like you and your team write that show.
Oh, gosh.
Right? Rehearsals, shooting stuff.
Like 250?
Okay. So here's Wanda Sykes.
1,000, by the way.
Yeah, Wanda
Not
Sykes.
dollars.
Wanda Sykes was on with Kimmel last night talking about exactly this. Listen.
You want to host the Oscars, and it's with Amy and Regina, and I was like, I guess I gotta say yeah, right? You have to say yes, and yeah, I was really excited about that. But then I realized that out of all the jobs that I have, this one is actually going to cost me money.
It is going to cost you money. Because will you say how much you get paid for this? Do you even know?
I don't even know. It's like scale, probably.
It's less than that.
It's less than that?
Yeah. I got paid $15,000 to host the Oscars.
Oh, my God.
What?
Okay,
And there was one of me. You guys will probably have to
we
split all
probably
that.
got to split that.
Oh, no. It sounds like a lot for one night, but it's months of work leading up to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, you're getting robbed. You should, you know what? Hold out right now because they need hosts.
Well, I've already decided I'm just going to steal an Oscar. That's all.
15 grand.
15 grand.
15 grand is
But
what they
Kimmel's
paid
not
Kimmel.
wrong. Like the amount of work that
It's a
goes into
lot
that.
of
Yeah.
work. It's a lot.
And then you have
of
other
work.
people on your team that you then have to pay as well.
So Billy Crystal agreed to that low amount that many times?
Yeah.
Well, when Billy Crystal was on it,
Yeah.
how long ago was that? That price, he probably didn't even get 15. He probably got less than that.
It could have been more. It could have been more back then. But yeah, Kimmel was doing it for 15 grand. Months of work for 15 grand. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Christina Ricci has joined the Tim Burton series for Netflix, which is an adaptation of a story based around Wednesday Addams. If you remember back in 1991,
She was Wednesday, wasn't
Christina Ricci was Wednesday Addams.
All right, so she's back as Wednesday.
In 1991. No, she will be in it as, because Wednesday's going to be a kid in the show, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So I imagine that Wednesday's going to be a kid. I don't know. Do you want to watch a grown-up Wednesday? I don't know if you know. Like the great thing about Wednesday is that she was this weird little girl. And I think that those shows tend to do well on Netflix. So, yeah, so Christina Ricci will be back in some way, shape, or form.
And she had kids, right? Thursday and Friday?
Wow. How did you say that and Maury didn't?
I was waiting for a moment.
What was your joke?
I was going to be like, I'm surprised they didn't wait till tomorrow to tell us this.
Right. Mocha's was better, Maury.
Gotta be faster than that, son.
Maury, you have.
I'll give you that one.
Okay, you have 45 seconds to come up with a better Wednesday joke while I go and do something else. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, you're not allowed to Google anything.
No, he's allowed to Google something.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, come
yeah.
on, man.
Do you think he's just going to sit there in 45 seconds and come up with a joke?
Yeah, my joke was top of the dome, son.
Okay, Maury. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. No Googling. You got to.
Look at Maury Googling.
You have,
Look at them fingers.
do a hand
quick.
check, Shem, like you're the chaperone at a high school dance.
I'm not checking those hands, bro.
Okay. Do a hand check for me. Okay,
I'm
Maury,
looking.
you got 30 seconds to find.
It can't be like a days of the week joke either.
No, it cannot.
on,
Okay,
man.
Maury, the Wednesday joke.
You know, it's so funny because, like, if Wednesday marries the weekend, they might have a really weak wedding. Damn it, I screwed up on that. And I came up with that on my own.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The most common dreams, they've broken this down, what people Google the most about their dreams in different parts of the world, okay?
Oh, falling.
So the 10 dreams that they Google the most in the U.S. are, and you want to take a shot at this, Mocha?
Falling.
What do you think? Maury says falling. Deepa, you say?
Teeth falling out.
Teeth falling
Yeah.
out. Shem, you say?
Getting shot.
Getting shot.
That's gonna be that was
Mocha,
gonna be
you
mine.
say-
Getting shot. I had a dream the other night that I got shot.
You did, huh? Okay, so
Like, can we put in sexy dreams?
yes, you can put in sexy dreams. Those are on the list. Teeth falling out is number one in America, followed by snakes, dreams about your ex, spiders, vacations, being chased, weddings, flies, and sex. And on that list also is dreams involving bears. The most searched,
Like Bears the animal or
Yes.
Hairy Men?
Either or, Maury. Okay. The most searched dreams worldwide. So on a global scale,
traveling.
what people Google the most about, like when you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh my God, I just had this dream. I don't remember my dream, so I've never done this.
Yeah.
But when you wake up
Like
the next
flying or
morning
something.
and you're like, okay, what does this mean? So you say flying, Mocha.
Yeah.
Maury, you
Not
say
like flying on a plane, like you, like as
Physically
a person.
I've
flying.
had that dream where you can fly.
Okay, Deepa?
Wait, sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, but globally, what are people dreaming about the most? So you knocked it out of the park with teeth falling out, your first one. What are people around the world Googling the most about their dreams? What are they dreaming about the most?
I'm gonna say sex.
Sex.
I say
Shem?
money.
I'm gonna say like insects or animals like
Okay,
on them or something like that.
Snakes is the number one dream worldwide.
Oh.
And then teeth falling out. Dreams about snakes are really, really high up when it comes to the world. Pregnancy dreams are third. And a few other dreams that you need to take into account here. In Central America, people dream about peacocks the most. In Argentina, people dream about spiders the most. In Nambia, people dream about squirrels the most. And in Albania, the number one Google dream that they searched the following morning is simply boobs.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
One of the hosts, Amy Schumer, was doing an interview with, I believe, Drew Barrymore, talking about an idea that she had based around the size of the platform of the show and maybe if they were able to entertain people, but also bring awareness and maybe do a little good. So here is Amy Schumer talking about what her plan was.
I think, there's like definitely like pressure in one way to be like, this is a vacation. Let people forget. We just want to have this night. But it's like, well, we have so many eyes and ears on this show. I think it's a great opportunity to, at least comment on a couple things. So I actually pitched, I was like, I wanted to find a way to have Zelensky satellite in or make a tape or something. And just because so many eyes there's so many eyes on the Oscars but I'm not afraid to go there.
Wow. Yeah, she wanted to have Zelensky on the Oscars. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
And just like that, was renewed for a second season. Yay. Cool.
For somebody who's doesn't sound too thrilled.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You watched the entire season.
By proxy,
1.
I watched it because Catherine watched it and she watched it at a time.
Did she like it though?
No, I hated it. No, she didn't like it either.
So why'd she keep watching it?
I don't know why. We do a lot of things in life that we don't particularly enjoy. Right? Going to work every day. We all do that.
Ouch.
What?
Damn, man.
What?
I have fun.
Wow.
What? I didn't say I didn't have fun.
Fun?
I enjoy this.
Is this like if I didn't have to work, I wouldn't work.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, no, yeah, that's facts.
Right?
That's facts. Come on, guys. Like,
First of all,
I agree with that statement.
First of all,
the first time you made your comment, it sounded
Okay.
like a diss towards us.
First of all, Deepa and Shem, you're both. Shem, are you still in your 20s?
I know. I look it, right?
Yeah. How old are you?
35.
35.
Oh, my God.
Look at
35. Deepa. Okay. So,
Oh, my God.
Deepa, you're not there yet, my love. Okay. You're not there yet. Shem, you're not there yet either. You notice how Maury has stayed silent during this entire conversation.
This is why we play the lottery, so that we don't have to come in.
Exactly. Right?
I bought 5 tickets yesterday.
There you
Did
go.
you really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, good luck.
Yeah. Deepa, that's like looking in a mirror right there. That is your future, hon.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jennifer Lopez accepting the award at the iHeartRadio Music Awards last night. The Icon Award. The Icon Award is given to recipients who have a great impact on pop culture, longevity, and continued relevance as a touring and radio force with a loyal fan base worldwide. This is a little bit of J-Lo's acceptance speech.
I wish I could tell you that awards were the most important thing to me, but that's not true. And don't think that I don't appreciate the shiny, sparkly things, because I do. I cannot lie. Everybody knows that I do. But this isn't why I do this. It's not what matters the most to me. I really do it for you guys. Because of you, I get to do what I love the most in life. And that is the most wonderful blessing. That's a gift that you give me. And I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Icon. I can overcome negativity, and so can you every single moment. And let me tell you and let me tell you something else. I'm just getting started.
You go, J-Lo.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Was this on TikTok? Where was this? This girl goes on social media, and I guess her dad is in prison, but her dad is in prison in the same prison as R. Kelly is.
Yeah,
and
this is on TikTok.
And so I guess like she calls the dad in the joint, and then the dad. Now, I don't know whether he's a fan of R. Kelly or he owns R. Kelly. I don't know what the arrangement is. You know?
No kills. Take the phone.
Right?
Now.
So this dad, I guess, puts R. Kelly on the phone with his daughter. And listen to this.
I wanted to ask you something. Can you sing a song for me?
Which one?
Love Letter? Did you get my call?
Did you get my call? When you read my love letter.
Yes, okay, so even after everything we know about R. Kelly, women still react that way to R. Kelly. Is that not amazing to you? After everything we know about R. Kelly?
Yes.
That's crazy to me. What's that, Deepa?
No, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like this girl's freaking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, for losing their mind.
And I feel like R. Kelly definitely owes this girl's father something in prison. Because if you listen again, right?
Yeah.
When the daughter says, like, can you sing a song?
Yeah.
He's like, oh. But he knows he has to do it. Like, just listen to the first part of this, okay?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something. Can you sing a song for me?
Which one?
Love Letter?
Yeah.
Right? He didn't
Good.
want to
I'm
do
glad
it.
he's strained. Son of a bitch. I get the feeling that this is not the first time one of the other inmates has handed R. Kelly the phone and said, here, sing to my girl or sing to my mom or sing to my kid. I get a feeling he's doing that a lot in there.
A ton.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't sound happy about it. Thank God.
Right?
You know what I mean? I'm only happy that he sounds like he's having a miserable time in there.
Amen to that.
I don't care about his singing or her reaction. I just want to know that he's miserable.
Yeah.
That's all
And
I
you
care
can tell.
about.
I wanted to ask you something. Can you sing a song for me?
Which one?
Love Letter?
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you sound pained. I'm glad.
Facts.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, the new Marilyn Monroe movie that's heading to Netflix. I imagine it's going to go to theaters first, but then it's going to wind up on Netflix. It's a movie called Blonde, based on the fictionalized story of Marilyn Monroe from the book called Blonde by Joyce Carole Oates all those years ago. And it's going to get an NC-17 rating. It's Netflix's first movie with an NC-17 rating.
That's interesting.
The Motion Picture Association gave it the rating for, quote, some sexual content. The director, Andrew Dominic, didn't want to hold back. He said in an interview, he goes, it's an NC-17 movie about Marilyn Monroe. It's the kind of movie you want, right? I want to go see the NC-17 version of the story. If the audience doesn't like it, that's the audience's effing problem.
Wow.
So the cast includes Adrian Brody's going to play Arthur Miller, Bobby Cannavale's going to play Joe DiMaggio, and Casper Philipson is going to play John F. Kennedy. And
So you think they show like bare butt or something?
no, I think it's going to be like bro.
Like heavy makeup,
like bro, because there's some everything that's on Netflix right now, like the most sort of like sexual movie that you've seen on Netflix. Okay, that's R. This is above R.
Oh, NC-17 is above R? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the first Netflix original to get an NC-17. I think it's above R, right? Isn't it? Because R in the States is different. R in the States.
I always thought NC-17 was just below rated R.
No.
Because R is supposed to be 18 plus, right?
I don't know. Find out for me which one is worse in the States, because it's different in Canada. But anyway, Ana de Armas is playing Marilyn Monroe. Did you see the movie that she did with Ben Affleck?
No.
That's on... Okay, so it's called Deep Water, right?
Oh,
so,
I watched the trailer.
So,
yeah.
First of all, the movie's so trashy.
Is it really?
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
trashy.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but it is so awkward to watch because this is the movie that they were shooting when they like fell in love and then they started dating afterwards.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
I didn't know that they
did.
dated.
Yes, they did. So,
they really?
Yes, Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas were a couple, and then they broke up and whatever, and then he went with, and then he got back together with
I had no
J-Lo.
idea. Because isn't the movie about like
So
openly,
he's-
like they somewhat in an open relationship?
No.
'Cause that's what I got from the trailer. Didn't she hook up with other guys?
Yeah, that's not an open relationship, though.
She
'Cause
fully cheats on him in front of his face.
Yeah, so an open relationship would mean that he was doing the same.
Oh, but he was not.
Oh,
At least from the trailer, I didn't see that.
No.
But she was just, and she's like flexing
Okay.
it in front of him and everything.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, she does, right?
You and Shell are shaking your heads like yes,
Okay.
like I've never seen before.
Okay, so
because you've obviously
and
watched the movie.
the movie's so trash.
Okay, because I'm not going to
but-
watch it then.
But the thing is that you're watching this movie and you know that they got together and they hooked up and they did all this stuff and then they broke up and then this movie's out now where they're like it's very sexual. It's super awkward to watch, knowing like the actual personal story behind the two of them, the two of them in it. Like it's weird, and neither of them did any press for the movie. Did you notice that? Like, did you see Ben Affleck talk about this movie once?
Not once.
No, because they hooked up and then broke up, and they don't. Well, you can't talk about a movie when you're with J-Lo about doing a
your
movie.
ex.
Your ex. I'm sure whatever contract stipulation was breached to not do.
Here, let me pay it.
Let
Don't
me
worry.
pay it.
The accountant will be in touch.
Thank you.
So she's the one that's playing Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
NC-17 is worse than an R.
It is worse than an
Because
R in
NC-17,
America, right?
you cannot go when you're 17. R, you can be accompanied by an adult.
That's what it is. Yes. So in the States, you know how we used to have AA up here, adult accompaniment? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like you had to be with an adult
so,
to go.
yeah.
That's R in America.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So that's R in America. NC-17 is our R up here. Basically.
Okay, I understand now.
Right?
Okay,
you have to be you have to be
suitable
17
for
and older.
17.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the movie you're getting there.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
So before COVID happened, Dolly Parton was working on a sort of Broadway telling of her life.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the works. And then COVID happened and everything just sort of went to hell. And then all of those plans were put on hold. And now she's talking about turning it into a full-length feature instead. And she has always said that she would love, at least for one of the versions of Dolly, to be played by Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh my God,
I love Kristen Chenoweth.
She was so funny in did you watch Schmigadoon?
Yes.
On Apple
I
TV.
loved Schmigadoon.
Yeah.
People slept on that show.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It was great.
Yeah, Michael Keegan Key and from Key and Peele.
Yeah.
And oh my God, what's her name? From SNL.
The drunk or let a party.
Yeah. Oh God, what's her name? Come on, everybody, come on.
Harriet Barbera. No.
It's Abby something, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, you mean Cicely Strong?
Cicely
That's it.
Strong.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
My bad.
Sorry, I must have not heard you.
Yeah, the show's so good. So anyway, so Dolly has wanted Kristen Chenoweth to play her, which I think is a dynamite idea. And here's an interview that Kristen did with Jay Leno not that long ago, where she was talking about her desire to play Dolly in a movie.
Now tell me about this. You're going to play Dolly Parton in a musical?
Well, I want to.
Well,
I'm lacking a couple things, and I think we both know what they are.
I didn't say it.
He didn't say it. No, she has said before in the past several times that she does see me as someone who could play her, and I just want to say, Dolly, hurry up. I'm ready.
I think that would be, well, I mean, you could obviously have the voice for it. Yeah, they can sing.
I just grew up listening to her, and, I do a pretty good, I just, here you come again.
Oh,
that's
my
good.
I got to go with Jolene.
Jolene. I mean, come on.
That was actually really, really good.
Yeah, Kristen Chenoweth is incredible. But hey, listen, as far as those other two things go, just watch the Pam and Tommy show on Disney Plus, because what they did to Lily James to turn her into Pam Anderson, please.
It's fine.
If
Hollywood's got this.
If Mark Ruffalo can become the Hulk, they can give Kristen Chenoweth Dolly Parton boobs.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, facts.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So somebody put together a montage of Luke Skywalker from the first Star Wars, and Mark Hamill reposted this. And this is a fact from the first Star Wars movie, because the first Star Wars movie, Mark Hamill is just this sort of wide-eyed kid, doesn't know yet he's a Jedi and all of this stuff, the son of Darth Vader and everything else.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, shut it.
Hold on, Deepa, have you watched Star Wars?
No, I have not.
But you know that Luke Skywalker is the son of Darth Vader.
What?
Okay, you
This
do
is
though.
news
You
to
do
me.
though. You do
I
though.
do.
Okay,
I do.
thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Okay. Okay, I will not tolerate this kind of stuff. Okay.
I thought maybe Deepa would not have known because she didn't watch the movies.
Right. Okay. So, do you know that Wookiees are just cats with the Force?
Sorry, what?
Okay. So anyway, so the montage, because Luke Skywalker, the character, is just like this wide-eyed kid.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the first, it's a Star Wars trilogy, so like those first sort of three movies, Luke Skywalker asks 118 18 questions.
What?
Okay, so part of his dialogue, because he was like somebody who was learning, right? About everything, about his past, about the Force, about his own history, all of this stuff. So he asked 118 questions, and they put together a quick montage of just some of the questions.
What about that one? Do you know of the rebellion against the Empire? Have you been in many battles? Were you on a star cruiser? What's this? Who is she? Wait a minute, where'd she go? Do you know what he's talking about? What if this Obi-Wan comes looking for him? You knew my father? What are you doing hiding back there? You fought in the Clone Wars? How am I ever going to explain this? 10,000? Why didn't you outrun him? I thought you said this thing was fast. What's that flashing? Are you all right? You mean he controls your actions? You don't believe in the Force, do you? Huh?
You sound like my 4-year-old, bro.
I know, right?
The question.
Oh my God.
It just is, okay?
Yes. So I love that even after all these years, you can still learn new things about Star Wars.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Nicolas Cage is back, and I sort of love this. He's got a new movie out called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay.
Where he plays a fictionalized version of himself. So if you look at the movie poster, it reads Nicolas Cage as Nick Cage. So he plays a fictionalized version of himself who falls on hard times, as Nicolas Cage did in real life. That's why he spent all those years doing straight-to-video movies.
Yeah.
He said, I had all these creditors in the IRS, and I was spending $20,000 a month trying to keep my mother out of a mental institution, and I can't. I did all of this just not to file for bankruptcy, because he refused to file for bankruptcy, and then he went on to blame his accountants and everything else. We'll get to the money in a second. But The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, he plays a version of himself who meets with his business manager who tells him he's broke, and then he has to do things for money. And so a rich Nicolas Cage super fan, played by Pedro Pascal, invites him to his birthday party for like $1 million or something like that. And then all hell breaks loose and the CIA gets involved and everything else, right? But it's Nick Cage playing Nick Cage, who's broke and has to take terrible jobs for money, which is how Nick Cage has spent the last, I don't know how many ever years. So Nick Cage is back, and he was the biggest action star of the 90s, man. Nick Cage Face Off and Con Air, and he was bankable.
He was a superhero once. What was that movie? Ghost Rider?
Oh yeah. That's right. Yes, he was.
Rider.
Yes. He was in Ghost Rider. Terrible movie, Ghost Rider.
So bad.
But so he goes on and does an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, and Nick Cage, who has no social media, gets talked through by GQ on exactly what is going to be asked of him during this Ask Me Anything on Reddit.
I am not on any social media. It's antithetical to my beliefs. But here I am doing this. Yes, hello, GQ. I'm Nicolas Cage, and today I'm going undercover on the internet. It's actually me. It's Nick Cage. Reddit.
There is a subreddit devoted to you. Have you heard of this?
I heard about it. I did hear that Reddit has a something about me.
You know what it's called?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I'm not going to say it. That would be arrogant.
Wow, he really does sound like someone who's brand new to the internet.
By the way, the subreddit that he won't say because it would sound too arrogant, the subreddit dedicated to Nicolas Cage is simply called One True God. Okay, so here's the one question that I wanna get to. So somebody asked Nicolas Cage about that time that he bought a T-Rex skull. So listen to this.
TIL, that Nicolas Cage spent $150 million on a 70-million-year-old dinosaur skull. It was the skull I bought at an auction, and I bought it legally. Here's the MacGuffin. When the Mongolian government said that they needed it back, I gave it to them, but I never got my money back. So somebody at the auction house should be in jail.
$150 million?
No, it was $276,000, and then it turned out to have been a stolen artifact, so they had to return it to Mongolia, but Nick Cage never got his money back. So let me just break down, because Nick Cage, as we said, was one of the biggest action stars in the world. Nick Cage amassed a fortune of $150 million and then went broke.
Whoa.
And you can't just blame bad accounting on that. So, yes, Nick Cage spent $276,000 on a T-Rex skull, and he owed the IRS $6.3 million. Okay, so yes, we know that. But Nick Cage also, with his money, This is the best. This would be like if Dammit Maury had $150 million. Okay. Like, I swear to God.
Yes, hit
So
me.
this is how Nick Cage went broke. He bought an 11th century Bavarian castle in East Germany for $9 million. He bought a 40-acre island in Nassau in the Bahamas for $7 million. He bought a haunted house that belonged to that belonged to serial killer Madame Delphine Lalaurie for $3.45 million. He owned 15 houses at one time, including a $25 million waterfront home in California, a $15.7 million countryside estate in Rhode Island, and an $8.5 million house in Las Vegas. He owned 50 rare cars and 30 motorcycles. He once spent $767,000 on a 1997 Lamborghini. He owned 4 yachts, with the most expensive being worth $20 million.
Oh my God.
Okay. He also bought a 9-foot pyramid tombstone that he said that he wanted to be buried inside after he passed away. And he also spent $100,000 on a pet octopus.
One true God.
So, one true God.
Learn to budget, bro.
So that's how Nick Cage burned through $150 million.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5
kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.